It's very scary. It's scary on multiple levels.
It's pretty consistent with the experiences that chronically ill and disabled people have had over the last couple of years.
Empathy Canada-wide has been cut nearly in half. That's according to a survey from the Canadian Mental Health Association and UBC researchers who spoke with just over 3,000 people and found only 13% feel empathetic, down from 23% 2 years ago.
We went from the beginning of the pandemic when we were all in this together to, what can I do to protect myself and protect my family? And those are really challenging things to do 2 years into a pandemic.
People that are most impacted by COVID are going to be impacted by this lack of empathy and understanding for others.
Health educator Dr. Dylan Cutler works with people who have chronic health conditions and those with long-term disabilities. She says her patients are feeling that lack of empathy, particularly when the people around them don't adhere to public health guidelines.
It can start to feel like our lives don't matter, specifically like chronically ill, disabled. They can start to feel like, our lives don't matter as much as that person's freedoms. So it's very psychologically isolating.
At the beginning of the pandemic, people were checking in saying, I know you're disabled. Is there anything that you need? We want to make sure you're taken care of. And it's definitely turned into people being more like, well, I don't know why we have to curtail any of the things that we want to do just because you can't do it. So something that was initially a collective responsibility has become sort of an individual problem.
But registered clinical counselor Dr. Natasha Ghosh is optimistic that relationships can be rebuilt despite differences, and our level of empathy as a society can bounce back.
If we don't have capacity for ourselves, how can we have capacity for others? Right. So I think one of the keys in bringing back empathy into play is creating capacity for ourselves. Right. So self-care is going to be really important, but to also be open to that connection with others too, and understanding that connection can actually create strength rather than be a depletion on your energy.
Ashley Burr, City News.